Namaste, and welcome to Devi Mandir in Denver, Colorado. I'm Yamajit, and I want to welcome you to day 9 of Spring Navaratri. This will be the final broadcast in this current series. Tomorrow, however, at Shiva Sai Mandir, 7 o'clock, that's 1391 South Pennsylvania Street in Denver. I will be conducting the culminating puja for Victory Day. And again, that's from 7 to 9. Go on the Shiva Mandir website, shivamandir.org, and you'll be able to find the Zoom link to that, or you can come to the temple in person as well. So namaste and welcome. And today we are going to be honoring in our puja the 10th of the Mahavidyas, that is the great wisdom goddesses, the goddess Kamla, who is none other than Ma Kali in the form of Lakshmi. So very much associated with not just material worth, but our sense of self-worth as well. She can also be called upon for the completion of goals. And also she's associated with how we share our wealth in the community. And it's rather thrilling this year because I can say the goddess that we are honoring tonight is the goddess for whom the Vice President of the United States is named. And our final chapter in the Devi Gita is the one concerning tantric worship. So let's go ahead and one other announcement. This coming Friday, our usual Friday puja broadcast, I'll be leading puja and guided yoga nidra meditation. And then as we go into May, stay tuned and I'll discuss the details of us resuming in-person pujas here at the temple. And I'm really looking forward to that, as is Jamie. So, chapter 12 of the Devi Gita, final chapter, the tantric form of goddess worship and the disappearance of the great goddess. So in this case, the Divine Mother is finished giving her instruction to King Himalaya and the gods, and then she disappears and goes on to reincarnate as the goddess Gauri, which means shining one, also known as Parvati. The goddess spoke. Rising at dawn, one should call to mind the radiant lotus on the top of the head. So Sahasrara chakra. Shining like camphor, on that lotus one should recollect the form of one's own blessed guru. Kindly disposed, adorned with shining ornaments, conjoined with his consort, the wise person will bow to them, and then, calling to mind the coiled serpent, goddess will reflect. So, the goal of meditation, the rising of Kundalini through the central channel, where Kundalini Shakti reunites with her Shiva. She shines brilliantly in her ascent. She appears like nectar in her descent. I take refuge in that woman who wanders along the middle channel in the form of bliss. Meditating in this manner, focusing on my form as infinite being, consciousness and bliss that dwells in the internal flame. One should meditate upon me. Next, one should contemplate or should complete all those rites, beginning with personal cleansing. The best of Brahmins should then offer oblations into the sacred fire in order to please me. And tomorrow night's puja at Shiva Mandir will be a fire puja or homa rite. After the fire offering, one should take a firm seat and resolve to complete the worship ceremony. First, one should purify the material elements within oneself, then install upon the body the maternal powers embedded in the alphabet. One should always install next the material powers embedded in the Rilekya mantra. Fix the letter H in the root center, the root chakra, the letter R in the heart, I between the eyebrows, and install the entire syllable Hrim at the top of the head. So this is a form of meditation where mantras or part of the mantra or the letters of the mantras are installed in different parts of the body to bring that divine force into the practitioner. Let's see, where was I now? One should then finish all other mystic installations, which will be empowered by the mantra. One should further visualize within the body my sacred throne, with its legs consisting of righteousness and the like. The wise person should then meditate upon the great goddess, visualizing me in the breath expanded. Lotus of the heart, on my sacred resting place, that is the seat of the 5 corpses: Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishvara, and Sadashiva. So Brahma and Vishnu, creation and maintenance, and then the last 3 are different forms of Lord Shiva. These 5 great corpses reside under my feet. So when we see an image of Ma Kali, we see Lord Shiva underneath her feet in this very corpse-like asana. He's basically in Shavasana. And in this case, Lord Shiva is really you and I, because we are, in essence, dead until we allow that divine presence to join with us. And really what that involves is acknowledging that that presence has been within us all the time. They have the nature of the 5 elements and also the nature of the 5 states of consciousness. But I, in the form of unmanifest consciousness, transcend them altogether. Thus they have come to constitute my throne forever, according to the tantras of Shakti. After completing the above meditations, one should worship me with mental offerings and practice recitation. One should surrender the fruits of this recitation to me, the blessed goddess. Then one should prepare the general water offering, setting out next the sprinkling vessel and purifying the materials for worship. With that water, while intoning the positive missile mantra, the worshipper should secure at once the surrounding space, then bowing to the teacher. And receiving the latter's consent, one should focus on the external altar, recalling that divine and pleasing form of mine, visualized in the heart. One should then summon me to that altar using the life-infusing incantation, a seat, an invitation, a respect offering, water for washing the feet and rinsing the mouth, a bath, a set of clothes, ornaments of all kinds, perfume and flowers, all those, as it is proper, one should present to the goddess, inspired by one's own devotion. One should duly perform the worship of the protective deities, abiding in the sacred diagram. If unable to worship them every day, one should set aside Friday to do so. That's why we have pujas on Friday nights. And I should say something else about the offerings. In some forms of puja, in addition to the 5 elemental offerings that we've been offering, there are other offerings being given as if we're welcoming the divine as an honored guest. So, water for bathing, a set of clothes, ornaments like a ring on the finger, perfume, flowers, and the other offerings that are traditional. One should regard the attendant deities as manifesting the splendor of the chief goddess. One should consider the whole universe, including the nether regions, as pervaded by her splendor. Again, one should worship the chief goddess accompanied by her surrounding deities, with perfumes, fragrances, and the like, including sweet-scented flowers, as well as with food and refreshing water, along with spice, betel nut, and various gifts. Then one should please me by reciting the hymn of my 1,000 names that you composed, also known as the Sri Lalita Shastranama. Recite my protective mantra and my hymn beginning I with the Rudras, O Lord, along with the mantra from the Rileka, the Hrim mantra, otherwise known as the Devi Atharva Sitras. With those great mystic spells and great mantras, one should please me again and again. The person whose heart overflows with ecstatic love should seek absolution from the World Mother. Trembling with thrills of joy in all the limbs, speechless with eyes flooded with tears, one should please me again and again with the tumultuous sounds of dancing, singing, and other celebrations. In the whole of the Vedas and in all the Puranas, those are the great epics, I am truly proclaimed. Thus, by reciting these, one will please me. One should offer me daily all possessions, including the body. Next, one should perform the daily fire offerings, and then to Brahmins, to well-dressed virgins, to young boys, to the poor and others, one should give food with the conviction that they are none other than the goddess. One should bow down and then bid her farewell, leading her back again into one's heart. So again, we're really honoring something that's within ourselves all the time. One should perform the whole of my worship with the Hrileka mantra, Hrim. O you of firm resolve. The Hrileka is regarded as the supreme director of all mantras. I am reflected in the Hrileka as in the mirror. Therefore, whatever one gives while reciting the Hrileka is offered with all mantras. After honoring one's teacher with ornaments and the like, one will attain complete fulfillment. Whoever in such manner worships the goddess, the auspicious, the world-charming beauty, For that person, nothing is difficult to attain anytime, anywhere. Upon leaving the body, that one most certainly will go to my jeweled island. Such a person may be recognized as bearing the form of the goddess herself. The gods constantly bow down before that one. Thus, O king, I have narrated to you the procedures of worship of the great goddess. Consider all this in detail, and in accord with your qualifications, perform my worship. Thereby you will be wholly fulfilled. One should never utter the teachings of my song to one who is not a disciple, nor should one be given to one who lacks devotion, or is deceitful and wicked-hearted. Displaying this publicly is like exposing the breasts of a mother. Therefore, by all means, this is to be diligently guarded always. It may be given to an ardent disciple and to the eldest son, if they are well behaved, properly dressed, and devoted to the goddess. At the time of offerings to the dead, one should recite this in the presence of Brahmins. All one's ancestors will be satisfied and go to the supreme abode. And the sage Vyasa spoke. The glorious one finished her speech and then vanished from sight, while the gods rejoiced for having seen the goddess. Later she was born to King Himalaya as the goddess Hamsavati, also, who should be renowned as Gauri or Parvati. She was given in marriage to Lord Shiva. Afterwards their son Skanda was born, who slew the demon Taraka. Earlier, during the churning of the oceans, precious jewels arose, O king. On that occasion, the gods, eager to gain prosperity, in the form of Lakshmi, praised the goddess. Then, to favor the gods, Lakshmi herself came forth. So, the Divine Mother at the end of this story, actually reincarnates as two different beings. So the goddess Gauri or Parvati, who is the consort of Shiva, and then, like Venus, Lakshmi was born from the waters of the ocean. The gods gave her in marriage to Vishnu, who thereby attained peace of mind. Thus I have recounted to you, O king, the sublime glorification of the goddess, dealing with the births of Gauri and Lakshmi, and granting all desires. Do not reveal this secret mystery that I have narrated to just anyone, anywhere. Diligently guard the secret mystery of this song. I have briefly answered all your questions, O faultless one. This account is purifying, sanctifying, and divine. What further do you wish to hear? Om Jema Jema Jema. So I invite you now, as we've done the previous 8 days, to find a comfortable place for seated meditation, either sitting on a mat or on the floor, a comfortable carpet, maybe with a pillow under the hips, or in a chair if that's what your body is telling you is best tonight. I invite you to close your eyes and again breathe deeply. Focusing on the oldest of mantras, the in-breath and the out-breath. breathing in increased awareness of the Divine Mother's presence within yourself with every inhalation, and breathing out all the distractions that keep us from realizing that truth with our exhalations. Focusing on your heart center and that divine presence, and remembering that healing and that transformation that you've been working on personally all these days. And just visualize acting in your fullest potential as a result of taking part in these sadhanas, in these meditations. What does that look like? Are there sounds or words that come with it? And what also does it feel like within? And then slowly bringing the palms of your hands together at your heart center. We'll open our puja and our practice by chanting Hrim 3 times. Inhale. Jema. Pavitra Pavitrova Sarvavastam Gatopiva Yashmare Pandarikaksham Sabhyabhyanta Sushi. Om Shuklam Bharanam Vishnum Seshivanam Satobijam Vasnavanam Dayat Sava Vigno Pasantaye. Jai Ganesha. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshvara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Jai Guru. Om Trayambakam Yajamaye Sagandim Pushtivardhanam Orvarukam Bandhanan Mrityur Mukshiyamamritat. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Sava Mangala Mangalye Shiva Savada Sadike Saranye Trambake Devi Naryane Namostute. Jema Devi. Om Mahadevye Cha Vidmae Kamla Priyaye Dimai Tano Kamla Prachodayat. Jema Kamla Devi. Om Panchamaniyam samapayami Sri Kamla Devi Nama. Water for washing. Avahanam samapayami Sri Kamla Devi Nama. The granting of a seat. Alankaram samapayami Sri Kamla Devi Nama. Jewelry and ornaments. Deepam samapayami Sri Kamla Devi Nama. Light. Dupam samapayami Sri Kamla Devi Nama. Incense. Water to cool the atmosphere. Naivedyam samapayami Sri Kamla Devi Nama. Food to eat. Some perfume. And finally, a flower. Pushpam samapayami Sri Kamla Devi Nama. Puja samapayami Sri Kamla Devi Nama. Jai Ma. So I invite you now to continue to sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. And allow the mantras and the verses to guide your consciousness. Om Srim Namah. 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 Hrim. 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 Om Namah Chandikaye. Om Namah Chandikaye. Om Namah Chandikaye. Devi Uvacha. Pratarutaya. Sarai Samsmaret. Padma Mujvalam. Kapodabam Samatatra. Sigurum Nijaru Pinam. Suprasanam Lahad Bhuja. Bhustam Shakti Samyutam. Namaskruta Tato Devim. Kundalim Samsmaret Puta. Praktasam Nam Pratame. Prayane Prate Prane Priya. Muttayama Nam. Antapadyayama. Nuschancharatnima. Nandarupama Balam. Kripadye Dhyat Vascham Tachchika Madaye Sachidananda Rupanim Mam Dayaye Datta Sachdi Kriya Sarva Samaprayat Agni Hotram Tato Hudva Mat Priyatam Dvijotamam Homane Svasane Stitva Puja Sankal Parmacharyat Bhutasiddhim Purakrutva Matru Kanya Sandeva Cha Huleka Matru Kanyasam Nityameva Samacharet Muladhare Hakaram Chahudaye Sarakarakam Brumade Tavadika Ramhrin Karam Mastakan Yasyet Tanan Mantro Didanan Yan Nayasan Sarvan Samacharet Kapalye Svatmano Dei Pitam Dharma Dibi Punya Tato Dhyayen Mahadevim Pranayamer Virambhuati Rudan Bhuje Mahatane Pancha Pritasane Buddha Brahma Vishnucha Rudrascha Ishvaracha Sadashiva Eta Pancha Mahaprita Padme Mula Mamastita Pancha Bhutat Mahayate Panchaivastat Makapi Aham Tavyakachi Drupa Tadatitashmi Sarvada Tato Vishtadatam Yata Shakti Tantre Susarvata Trilakvaiva Manase Pokaya Pujayen Mam Japi Tape Japam Sarpya Sridevye Tatogya Stitapanam Charet Patrasada Nakam Kruva Puja Dravyani Soryayet Salinas Tena Manuna Kastramandrena Disitka Dikbandam Chapura Krutva Goranatva Tatparam Tadanuknyam Samadeya Badyapite Tatramparam Redistam Bhayatam Murvam Mama Divya Manoharam Atayetatra Prite Prinasta Pranavidyaya Asnavahan Chagayam Padaya Chamam Tata Snanam Vasudivyam Chaiva Bhusanani Chai Sarvasa Ganda Pushpam Yata Yogyam Dedva Devi Sva Bhaktita Yantrastana Maruvtinam Pujanam Samagacharyat Prativadamastakkanam Sukraivo Niyamayate Muladevi Prabharo Pasma Smatyava Angadevata Tatprabha Pratalavyaptam Trilokyam Cha Vichintayet Punaravruti Satitam Muladevim Cha Pujayet Gandhatipi Sugandhayastu Tata Pushpai Survasita Naivedeyasta Pranaschava Tambuje Dakshina Dibi Soyen Mam Tvat Krutena Nam Nam Saha Sadakena Cha Kavachena sushuktenaham rudrebirti prabho. Devyat harvasiro manati ruleka opanisad bhuvaya. Mahavidya mahamantrasto sanyanmam murmurmuha. Kasmapaye jagadhatrim prima darudayo nara. Pulakan krita sarvangaya. Vasparodhaksina savna. Nurtya gita digosena. Tosyen mam muhurmuha. Veda paraya naischava. Puranai sakalairapi. Pratapadyayotoham vastasmatasto savetomam niram sarvasvamapi mesareham nitya sorpayet nityahomam tatkuryat brahmanam socha suvasinga vatkan pramarananyan Devi budyatu bhyo bhajet Navapuran savada kevuran Pralok rameva vishajayat Sarvam hirukaya kuryat Purjanam mama suvrata Ruleka sarvamantranam Naliksha paramasmruta Ruleka darpana Nityamanam tatprate bimbita tasmadrekilakaya dadam tarva mantrai salma pita gurum sampuja syadaya kruta krutyata mavahet yaivam pujaya devim srimad bhuvana sundarim Natasya dolabam kinchit kadachit kva chidasi deyante tu manidvipam mamanedyeva sarvata netyor devi svarupasau devi nityam namantitam ishitetka titam rajan mahadevya prapujanam vimusyae tadasesnap Yadikarano rupta kurume pujanam tena kruta dasvam bhavisyate idyam tu gita sastram me nasitya ya vedat kavachit nabhaktya prasad tavam nadutaya nadurde eta Prakasyanam maturudgata namuro jayo tasmadevasyam tainana gopaniyami damsada deyam bhaktaya sisyaya jesvan puraja chavahi suslaya suvasaya devi bhaktya yutaya cha Sradikale patetevad brahmanaham samipreta truptastat pitarasarve prajnati paramam padyam vyasavacha etukvasa bhargavati tatraivantara diyata devascha mudita sarve devidarsyanato bhavan Tato Himalaya yakne Devi Haimavati tusya Yagorati prasadat sid Dattasa Sankaryacha Tanta skanda samudbhutas Tatrad patita Samudra mantane purvam Tarnanyasha naradipa Tatra deva sutra devi lakshmi praptirtamadarat Tesya mano grahirtaya Nigrata Turamatata, Vaikundaya Soryadata, Kentasya Samo Bhavet, Itete Kam Titam Rajan, Deva Mahatmaya Murtramam, Goylaksmyo Samudbhuti, Visyavam Sarvakam Dam, Navacham Teveta Dasyame, Rajasnam Katetam Yata. Gita Rasaya Bhutayam Gopaniya Prayatnata, Sarvamuktam Samasenaya Sprustam Tatvaya Naga, Pravitram Pavinam Divyam Kim Bhuya, Srotumikchasi, Om Sriyaga Damba Pranamastu, Sri Chandika Parameshvari, Priyatam. Om. Continue to breathe deeply, meditating in the energies of the mantras and the verses, and feeling the presence of the Divine Mother embracing you within and without. I invite you now to take a deep and clearing breath. And again, become aware of your surroundings. Sensation of your body seated in meditation. The temperature of the air on your skin. Slowly moving your fingers and toes, your hands and feet, arms and legs. Slowly bringing the palms of your hands to heart center. And just listening to the final prayers and benedictions. Om Vidhinam Kriyahanam Mantrahanam Yadashitam Maya Naviditam Bhaktya Padapunam Tadastu Me. Although our worship is without proper knowledge, proper performance, and without proper chanting of mantras, being offered with devotion, please accept it as complete. Om Kamana Manasa Vacha Tvato Nanya Gatir Mama Antaskarena Bhutanam Drastatvam Parameshvari. With our actions, mind and speech, we have no other goal than you, who by dwelling within, witness all beings, O Supreme Goddess. Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Shiva Svada Sadike Saranye Trembake Gauri Naryane Namostute. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sana Vavatu Sana Bunaktu Saviryam Kadavavahai Tejasvinavadita Mastu Mavid Vidyavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Om. Jai Ganesha. Jai Guru. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Ma Devi. Jai Ma Kamla. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. And slowly opening your eyes, coming out of the meditation. And namaste. And thank you so very much for joining me. Blessings always. And for those of you who have participated in all 9 of these pujas and who have completed what is actually a very advanced sadhana, pat yourselves on the back. And that includes those of you who watched live and those of you who have been watching or will be watching the recordings. Blessed Navaratri. Thank you so much again. Jai Ma. Have a wonderful night, and I hope to see you one way or another at Shiva Mandir tomorrow. Blessings.